lovelies, my name is Jessica and welcome to makeup.misfit. And I've already tried filming this update for Pan those eyeshadows and I am so sorry. It was so messy. I don't know what's going on. I didn't have my shades swatched out. I just didn't even know what I was doing. It was just all over the place. So I am restarting it. Unfortunately, spoiler alert, I have already rolled a couple new things. So what I'm going to do is when I get to that part, I will just throw up a screenshot of what it was selected, and then I will actually show you guys the actual product because I decided to refilm this after going to get my new product. So I haven't actually looked at anything yet, but let's just get into this update before I keep rambling on. So this was my color story. So I had a peach shade, which was from the Essence Call Me Maybe. This is the green shimmer from the Juvia's Place, the Zulu palette. This purple is Undone from Lethal Cosmetics, Velvet Dusk. And then you can barely see it, but the single that I had chosen was Annabelle, or Aura from Annabelle. If you're not aware, I work on 4 shades at a time. 3 of them come from a palette, and the 4th shade is always going to be a single, which will be rolled out every single month regardless. So my goal for the single is just to get some use on it. And then my goal isn't going to be to hit pan on every single shade. A lot of my collection doesn't have enough usage on it to want to hit pan, or some of it is just too new to actually want to hit pan. So I'm kind of making things up as I go. I don't have any real set rules. Everything is down below, so go check it out if you're curious. But the way that I decide on how I'm randomizing my shades is I'm actually choosing a letter from the alphabet. So I will randomize a letter from A to Z, and then I'm going to go through my list of shades and I will randomize from 1 to however many there are here, and that is how I choose my shades from my palettes. And then for my single shade, I just randomize 1 through however many singles that I have. So this was my color story. So let's get into showing you guys my progress. So first, this coral shade was from the Essence Call Me Maybe. This was in my way. I have had this in the project for 2 months, and I'm very excited to say that this is the one I will be rolling out. As you can see, I have the little bit of pan right here, and then just before I started filming, I noticed there's a baby pan right there, which is so exciting. I can't quite remember the usage that I had on this palette by the last update, but this has taken me a total of 16 uses to hit pan. I knew it really wasn't going to take me very long, but I just wasn't quite sure where it was going to come in at. I have definitely used this a lot. After hitting pan, I continue to use it. I continue to pair it with these 2 shades here to create a full eye look. I really did enjoy using it in the crease to blend my inner and outer corner together. So I really did enjoy using this. I would love to see if this is going to come back into this project at some point and get some more use on this palette, but I definitely feel like hitting pan on all of these shades isn't going to take me too long, and this may be a contender for some sort of pan that palette in the future. We shall see, but I did enjoy this, but I am excited to roll something in place for it. So next we had this green shimmer from the Zulu palette by Juvia's Place, which is this palette right here. And this is the green shimmer. So you can see that there's some decent use on there. Sorry about the lighting. It's kind of after dinner time right now that I'm filming this, but you can see some decent use on it. And I think last update I was saying I wasn't quite sure what I wanted my goal to be for this shade. But I think what I've decided is I just want to have a decent sized dip in there, whether it's like just how deep it is. I have really enjoyed using that shade in my inner corner, and that's actually the only way that I have been using it. I think I used it maybe once prior to this project, and that was quite a while ago, and I just never really liked how it looked on my eyes. But putting it in the inner corner, I feel just kind of still was bright enough to pull off as an inner corner shade, but it gave me something a little bit different, and I am trying to step out of my comfort zone just a little bit this year, and doing that definitely helped with it. So we'll see where this palette is sitting at next month. I'm not expecting to hit pan on here. If it happens, it happens, and that's totally cool, but I would like just to have a decent dip going in there. So for this purple shade, this was Undone from the Velvet Dusk palette, which is this one right here. And this was the purple shade. So I mainly focused my brush in this corner right here, or this one right here. But I think what I want my goal to be is just to wear away the embossment in the shade. I knew it was going to take a long time to hit pan in here, especially since it had been brand new. I really didn't use this palette at all. So I would like just to wear away that embossment. I'm not quite sure how deep it is, but I have been starting to focus my brush in the center of the pan a little bit more just to start working on that embossment, and we'll see where it's sitting at in about a month or so. It might take a little bit longer, but that's okay. I've really been enjoying wearing these two shades together, so I'm quite happy keeping them in. And then my single by Annabelle, this is just this little shade right here. So I used this one a total of 8 uses, I believe. I forgot to mention this one was 7 uses, and this one was 6 uses. So I always paired those two together. This one I used quite often when I had first rolled it in last update, but I really haven't used it in quite a while. I just haven't been gravitating towards it whatsoever. So I am happy that I will be rolling that one out this month and having a new single in place of it. So speaking of rolling in, I have already done that. So I rolled in a shade to replace this coral one, and then a shade to replace the single. So for the letter that I chose, I wonder if I can still pull it up or if it's going to disappear on me. Oh, it's still there. So I had randomized the letter N, and then I randomized 1 through 10 because that is what is showing right here. Here's my letter N, all of my shades that start with N, and I have 10 of them. So I randomized 1 through 10, and I got the letter, or the number 9. I can't show you guys that because I used Pretty Random for it, and then I used Pretty Random to generate my single shade. So my shade number 9 was, what's it called? No Mistakes by the Essence Bronzed This Way, which is another one of these little palettes. So I went to go grab that. I have not opened this yet, and this is actually a palette that I have not used yet at all. Call me maybe. I used a little bit before this project, but I have not reached for this one at all yet. So I'm super excited to open this up and see what shade we will be working on. So according to the back, this is the 3rd shade in, which is just this neutral brown shade. So it might be a little bit hard to see. I think that's probably the closest we're gonna get to the actual color of it. So I'm just going to swatch this. It's very smooth. I'm just gonna throw it down here. So this is what the shade looks like. So I think it'll pair with that one not too bad. I don't know if I'll wear them all together in a look, but it's not too bad having an actual like neutral brown shade in my color, or in my color story. So I think that would be nice. So that is the shade that I will be working on to replace the In My Way shade. And to replace my single, I randomized 1 through 20, and I ended up getting the number 3. So 1 through 20, and I chose number 3. So let's take a look and see what that is. Ooh, it's a very pretty shimmer. Oh, this is Pink Champagne from ABH. Okay, so I remember like picking this up as a single. I think it was either at Sephora or at Winners, but I really enjoyed using this shade, and it is so pretty. I'm just gonna swatch those two together. I remember when I was like starting to get a dip in the shade, I thought it was like the biggest dip, and it's really not. It's still like not quite flat to the pan, but it was probably one of the first shades that I had actually like started to see a dip in. So I felt like it was something more than what it is. But I'm actually really excited to get some use on this. I have always really enjoyed this shade. So I'm excited to focus on it a little bit more this month and see where this goes. And I think this is still going to pair pretty decently with this green and this purple. So we'll see if I end up doing a look with all 4 shades. I do like to just kind of like clean this off and do a brand new swatch of all of the new color stories, but unfortunately I don't have that with me either. So this is what it's looking like. We're just going to ignore these two. So that is my color story. It's not as bright and vibrant as what it was last month with spring being here and summer coming up, but that's okay. There's still colors that I can definitely work with, and I have my other eyeshadow palettes or just eyeshadows in general that I'm working on in other projects, so I can definitely pair things together and make it work for me. So I'm very happy with the color story that I will be working on for this next month. So let me know down below if you guys have any ideas on how you would like to pair all 4 of those shades together. Maybe I'll give them a try one day and see how that all works out. But that is everything. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really apologize that this video has been kind of messy and all over the place and that I had to refilm this. I wish I could have randomize everything with you guys, but hopefully things go a little bit smoothly next time. So thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it, and I'll see you all later. Bye.